This episode finds us with electrical gremlins preventing the engine starting. We conclude the Bequia Music Festival. Mary visits a pirate cemetery, and we check out a favourite anchorage between the Pitons. Paul does some money laundering and a few boat jobs, but firstly, the music festival. Sort of a Caribbean Glastonbury or Woodstock around Admiralty Bay in Bequia, with different styles of music at different bars and restaurants every evening and afternoon.
Well, lunch is here. We've got 3 pizzas when we could have done with 2. Nice music in the background.
Looking nice, cause she paying on me. I don't want no sing, I'll sugar mama.
Cleaning the bottom of the boat.
The engine wouldn't start this morning. The ignition would turn on, but nothing happened when we pushed the start button.
We've been having a problem with the engine starting for quite a while, and I knew that the switch was a problem because you could check the continuity across the terminals, and sometimes it wasn't working. I think it's corrosion on the contacts. The problem is this is actually a sealed unit. You can see it's riveted together. However, my friend Richard, last time we were on the boat, a long time ago, we had the same problem with this switch, and we actually took it apart, cleaned the contacts. So that one we know works okay. So I've got to do the same with this because I couldn't get the motor started this morning, and so I've just temporarily bolted the 2 sides of the terminal together to get the engine running, give the engine starter battery a bit of a blast because it hasn't been on for 3 or 4 days, and I'm going to repair this switch while that's the case. I'm not going to take it out. So that's the switch out. It's a fairly solidly built thing, but unfortunately corrosion on the terminals inside here leads to the problem. And you can see it's just riveted through here. It isn't actually maintainable. They've made it that way so you can't get into it too easily, but if you drill those out and just replace them with bolts, that's fine.
Okay, we'll have a look in here to see what's happening. The 2 contacts look okay. The contact shoe looks like some arcing and build-up has happened on the shoe, and that looks like the problem. So we refitted the switch and hooked up the electrical connections. Yay, the engine fired up, no problem. So that was the problem. The music festival came to a conclusion on the Friday afternoon evening at the Plantation House. Multiple bands, rum punches and enjoyment until late into the evening. Sun's going down, party's still roaring, music's going. We're heading for St Vincent today. Has a bit of a bad rep for violence in the past, but we've been recommended a young lad, Frankie, in Curtains Bay near Wallababoo Bay as a safe anchorage, and we hope that's the case.
So, we found some bacon in one of the shops, and of course you can't have bacon without having a bacon sandwich. But since we're on the way, it's going to be one of the best treats on the boat.
We're in a lovely bay on St Vincent, which we were told about by some friends of ours who also have an oyster. So we're coming in here, and then tonight we're going up to the White House that's up there, which is Frankie's mum, and we get a 3-course meal. But they were so helpful getting us onto the mooring ball. So what's the plum rose like?
It's red and big.
Alright.
Yeah.
How do you cook it?
No, you eat it.
Just eat it.
Yeah, it's a
Bit like an apple or something.
yeah, like an apple.
Okay. Some of the rocks actually look quite red. Ancient writing from the ancestors.
Yeah, but I don't know what it says.
Okay.
Probably there's an app. I don't know. Taken off from there.
This is one of the old sugar cane factory things. On the buildings as well that they used.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the cemetery. Captain Blood, Blackbeard. Okay.
For a short, St Vincent, going for a tea. And Frankie's taking us up to his mum's house for tea. And we just washed our feet in the hose there. Some dogs. Mary's found some basil. She's excited at.
Couple of plants of basil. We could do one of them.
Yeah.
And it's like a neighborhood.
Above the tree line in the village. Look who's caught a big fish today. We might be getting some of that for tea, maybe.
Yeah, plus
2 hazy tonight for a green flash.
and then 4 more.
Yeah, where he makes his beads and things. Very distinctive smell in the garden.
Hey Brendan, look what we found. Several of them. Up at Frankie's mum's, the restaurant to have tea. We've had 2 courses already. Just waiting for lobsters now. Just gone to get them fresh lobsters.
So you're Frankie. So who's Frankie?
I'm Frankie. That one is Zico.
Yeah.
That's my friend there. His name is Bobby Man.
Okay. So this is and
He
what bay are we anchored in then?
Curtains Bay,
Curtains Bay.
right next to Waliabo.
Okay, curtains.
Yeah,
Right
it's
next
just
to
kind of
Waliabo.
south of Waliabo. Yeah.
Yes, please. And we're having this delicious lunch at
We
my
are.
home.
We are. Very nice.
And that's your business. So you look after the moorings, you look after
I
people
look
that come in
after the
here.
moorings. I look basically, if you need anything for the boat, I provide it once it's legal.
So you're building your business on trying to make people feel safe here.
Yeah, I build my business on 2 principles: safety and good service.
Okay. Well, that's certainly
why
something that you need here because St Vincent has a little bit of a bad.
Yeah, we
Reputation,
have.
but
It's unfortunate.
it's
in the past,
unfortunate.
there was some bad reputation, but now I'm trying my best to rebuild that little by little.
Great cook. We had a fantastic meal here. Yeah.
That's why I.
We're still going. We're going to be full by
I
that time.
employed her.
You pay her. Good. So the view from up at Frankie's mum's house.
So we're just leaving we're just leaving Pitons Bay, which is in here, just beyond the aerial. And then there's Woolloomooloo under there. So we're on St Vincent. Lots of rain, I think they get here as well. Lots of vegetation. Not much wind today, a bit glassy. We're in the lee of the island, so we've just got the motor on the moment. Very nice looking 24-metre yacht coming past us. No sooner than we'd cleared the island wind shadow and the trade winds piped up. Not much sea state today, little bit of light spray coming into the cockpit. A lovely day's sail. This is on approach to St Lucia. The most prominent landmarks are the 2 Pitons. They are the remains of volcanic structures created when the island formed.
So this is Soufri Bay. We're just waiting for Jahil, who's helping a cat over there somewhere. This is one of the Pitons. 8. Huge. But we're now actually going round and we're going to be actually anchored in, or on a mooring buoy, in between the 2. But they just swamp us. They are so tall. Okay, so we're now in here and we're just the other side of this huge piton. So Rubicon's in today. That's the other piton, the other side. Another huge one. Apparently I think you can actually climb up there. I don't think we'll be doing that. It's a tad high. Finding a day like this is a bit cooler. Obviously a big beach resort. Doing day trips on boats over there. They've also got the cat there that's about to go out, I think, with passengers on it.
The main method of getting around is by fast boat taxi with enormous outboards on them and a hull shape to fly along. The sun's gone down in the bay in Pitons, and this is what we're anchored against. Look at the size of that. And then behind us there's another one.
So it's a bit breezier in the anchorage this morning on the buoy. I think it's just the effects of the hills, the wind swirling through them. There is a bit of wind in the sky and the clouds, so
That's the Grand Piton. It's the higher of the two peaks. It's got his hat on this morning. Just cloud though, nothing too sinister. This morning we're going to climb one of the Pitons. Not the big ones, but big enough to be a challenging hike.
today.
We're going for a hike at Tpol.
Okay, and we've got Gregiana who's going to take us up a guide up there. Hopefully we don't get lost, and she's going to tell us lots of interesting things.
Two other friends with us.
Why are you folks first?
The paths, guides and plants along the pathway are all maintained by the local village. It's a community project and very popular with visitors.
We're
Okay.
not too unfit for being on the boat. We try and walk as much as we can when we get off.
Okay, that's good.
Way up. So how much will we still to go?
We have about 5 more minutes of climbing again, and after which is smooth sailing, and lastly we have 46 steps to heaven.
To heaven. Okay, so we look forward to that.
Alright.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
We're on the stairway to heaven, which is 46 steps
Right.
up to the top of here.
Come to the Valley of Paradise. So to our right we have Gremlin. It's 2,600 feet or 798 meters. And the hike up there would be 2 hours up and 2 hours down. That's depending on your walking pace, of course. To the base of Gremlin, this small community here, it's called Forgelit, meaning Valley of the Free People, because back in slavery time, when our slaves would run away from the slave master, that's where they would go to hide. That's also where you'd start your hike up the Piton. So you'd go
So most of this is the Sahara dust, isn't it, coming across?
right.
Still, yeah.
Yellow. So one pineapple on every plant every year, like a baby, basically. Okay. Cashew nut tree right above it. It's out of season right now, so we won't see any. But usually it grows right here, the fruit and the nut hanging at the bottom. So when you get a packet of cashew at the supermarket, you're possibly eating a whole tree.
That's us down there on the right. Rubicon in the middle. And it might be Germondo even setting off to go up to Rodney Bay. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, occasionally, very occasionally, but not very often, no.
Refreshment cafe at the top, and then it's a sweet potato. They've got sweet potato in here, marrows, spring onions,
Bamboo, not bamboo,
Okay.
okra,
okra.
yeah, and then castor oil plant is the one with the leaves on over there.
Right here is for fire.
Basic tools, kind of a hatchet. Freetown. There's a cruise ship in today and a square rigger. Coming around the corner, creeping up that peak there. Behind here, this one is Tpol.
distance. This, although this is closer, it's actually not as high. That's us leaving the Pitons and heading up to Rodney Bay this morning. Not much wind, so we're motoring nice in there between the Pitons. Very spectacular. You can see how high that's the small one, this one we can see here. Skipper, since you're topless, I'll have to hide you behind here. What's happening? What do you think? What's your story today?
Well, we've left Pitons, we're travelling up, chugging up. There's just no wind, we're making most of the wind. We're going up to Rodney Bay, maybe in the marina, depends, see how much it is. Give the boat a bath so I can Semco the decks before we go to Martinique.
So, why we're going to Martinique?
We're picking up Susan and Morris on the 11th here, and then we thought we'd go up for a couple of days of Carnival.
Yay! This is Rodney Bay Marina. We anchored initially and then later came into the marina for some boat cleaning, shopping, a few boat jobs.
It looks like a floating marshmallow, it's really quite weird.
So,
It is
we're just not having a fire tonight. We're roasting our marshmallows over a hot air gun. Works brilliantly. Are you having that one?
No, I've got one of those.
No, I just wanted the...
Oh, right.
That's fair.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, there he goes. Is it hot? The dinghy hatch lock was replaced, and on a shopping trip in the dinghy, guess who fell in? Money laundering drying was required, and eating of humble pie. Bit of money laundering, or drying anyway, after my dunking. So are you happy now?
No.
Are you bar humbugging?
Your time will come. So we're putting a new fan in the B berth for some guests that are coming shortly. So there was a black one in here, 12 volt. We'd only find a white one, so it's going to be black and white in here. But just to show you how much is involved in getting something like this behind the scenes in the 4P. So you've got to take out the ceiling linings and fit a bung on here, and then you've got to find a way to get the cables, probably run them through here, have to drill a hole through here and then run it alongside inside of this channel, drill a hole through here and then take it into this side where it'll join on to the I'll just spur it off the existing 12 volt supply for the other fan. So there's an awful lot of disassembly required. So you had to take the mesh frame off the top to be able to get it in, and the 1, 2, 3 panels have to come out. And then you've got a whole bunch of tools, drills, screws and things that you have to take apart. Well, I was going to be able to get away with just routing it round, but I had to drill 2 holes. There's 2 pieces of wood there that has to go through. The cable comes along here, and then the other side I've got to do the same here, so I drilled a hole through that one, and the other piece that goes up here also needed. But that's the finished job. Got one fan in that side and black one over that side. Last night a number of boats dragged anchor and ended up ashore. The 2-metre waves generated by a tropical storm north of us wrapped around the island and made for a very uncomfortable rocky rolly night. So we're off back into the marina to hide from the conditions. So a job we've been planning on doing for a while and just haven't quite got around to is to swap out the furling line on the Harkin furler for the Jenny. So the reason we're changing it out is it's got caught a number of times in the jammer That's that jam just down there, where we've had the sail jammed in it, and it seems to chew the cover off. Probably with all the load on it from the reefing line when it's reefed. So it's taken a few hammerings. I'm just going to change it out. I did repair one of them, the outer sheath, with a bit of whipping, but it doesn't last. Got a new line. Pull the old line out. Did think this was a bit more complicated than it actually is. I thought you had to dismantle this, or one of our crew suggested you'd need to dismantle it, but actually you just need to wrap it around here and push it through a little hole and tie a knot on the end. But to get it through the hole, you need to take the core out of the old rope, So I've got about 10 inches of rope here. Now I've taken the core out of it back to about a foot back, so I can get a knot on it. Just pushed it through and cut the old knot off, and then I've got to put 7 turns, pre-turns on the drum, so it's got enough friction to hold it when you let it right. When you pull it right in, it's still stuff on the drum, not relying just on the knot. I don't know if you can see it, but underneath all this rope there's a little hole there. That's where the end of the rope is. It has to go through there and get knotted. But I've got the end through. I just need to knot this. That's the dead end knotted. We'll tighten it all up. Feed the line down the various blocks that it's in down the deck, and then we'll be job done. So that's the new reef line on the drum. The water on the islands is not always completely clean, so I've created a pre-filter comprising of a particle filter 5 microns and a charcoal filter, and when combined with sterilising tablets in the tanks, it's the best we can do to reduce the chance of contamination entering our tanks. Samara's taking us out of Rodney Bay Marina. We are heading down to the Pitons to
Go and pick Susan and Morris up.
pick up, some crew. So it's very different from what it was yesterday, the day before yesterday. There's still a little swell, but it's not nowhere near as bad as it was. It's still coming up on the shore there.
Still on the beach.
But not as bad as we did have it. Probably 2.5-3 metre seas. Long swells about 8 seconds. We got absolutely dumped on last night coming back from the restaurant. Got soaked in the dinghy. It was just torrential, and then it rained most of the night. So it's unusual weather for them here. They keep telling us, oh, this is not what it's normally like here, but it doesn't seem to change. So we get occasional rain and then very hot periods between it, but it was untenable in the marina. It was untenable off here a couple of days ago. The swell was just too bad.
They were coming. It's only take them an hour to get through. Here they come. Oh my God, sailing into sunset. Hey!
I haven't even brushed my teeth yet.
We've got some visitors looking quite happy with the sunshine, having come from Scotland, where it's cold and windy and snowy. So we're in Le Marin, but we're a bit overshadowed by the boat next to us. Look at that thing. There we go. Oh, yeah. Checking out a boat beside us, a little bit bigger than us. I don't think it'll be our next boat. I think it's a step too far for us, but so we're in the super dock area, but we're kind of a bit short by a few meters. Very nice marina, lots of stuff in here. Some big boats, cats, fleets for charter boats. Amel have a base here as well.
Hi, another great couple of weeks of cruising up the island chain.
Bequia was great, and our fears for St Vincent were unfounded, thanks mainly to Frankie's help. So we'll leave some details for him in the comments.
The Pitons are on St Lucia and are well worth a visit. lovely to anchor between them, but there's also a walk up the middle hill, the hill between them, which is not a hard walk to go and do.
Boat jobs of course continue as ever, but we are settling into a rhythm now, and we're really looking forward to Carnival on Martinique.
Yay.
So until then,
Fair winds,
following seas. Bye. We're looking forward to that. Fell apart, didn't it?
If you want to go and have a walk and have a look a bit further up, there's a walk halfway up, which is not very hard between them.